And the reason why America cannot see the plight of the poor is because the best way to view a society is from below. This is what Jesus was talking about in Matthew chapter 25. Unless you see the kingdom, Jesus is going to know those and recognize those who saw it from the viewpoint of the marginalized. The United States Senator Paul Ryan, Donald Trump, even Barack Obama, they cannot see the world through the eyes of the man living below. So hungry, I got to steal. Father's never been there. Kids right now raising themselves. Kids raising kids. Trying to hustle, trying to make ends meet. And then they get on TV and hear you talk about the American dream. The only hope that I can sell today to you young people is not the American dream. Because you'll find, the American dream is a nightmare. The only hope that I can sell you this morning is the love of God in your heart. If you don't have the love of God, you'll be angry, vengeful. Listen what the shooter said in downtown Dallas. I'm tired. I've lost hope. They're not going to change anything. And what we tend to do is we think the system who we think is going to change it. Listen, let me tell you something. It don't matter who's president. Don't matter. Really. Don't matter. Could you stop Bush from sending 3,000 kids to die? Where are the weapons of mass destruction? He's running around free in Highland Park. I know the soldiers knew what they were doing when they signed up for it, but it's unfair. The system naturally produces victims. But if you look at the system and you spend all your attention on how unfair it is, you are chasing a ghost. You got to have perspective. You got to have perspective. I know I'm not preaching this morning, but I just have some things to say. If you want to understand social issues, if the church is going to be irrelevant, we have to be together ourselves. So funny, I can look on Facebook and while the midst of we're trying to give perspective to the situation, and within our own brotherhood, we're being divisive. I'm disfellowshipping him from him. And even in our own, what we call Black America, to what it means, we're talking about other races. Most of us don't even know. And I would like to see one day this church be a multiracial church. Where all people could, right now on Sunday morning, this message over here could not be preached in half of the churches of Christ in Dallas. Because they wouldn't understand it. So the message is, to us, how can I, being in a predominantly African-American church, not address it? How could I not talk about it to our young men? That you got to be, that's what you are. You're a minority. When I look in the mirror, I can't be anything other than that. And for a young man coming up, he's got to know that Christ has got his back. Christ will cover you in those times where you fear for your life. You don't have to walk down the street and fear for your life. I know the government and the media tells you you do. And what y'all do, y'all say the same thing. Oh, I'm afraid of them for my sons. I'm no more afraid today than I was 6 weeks ago. How are you going to be afraid of an opposite race? You know, they say the problem with black on black crime is nobody sees it. How many blacks have been killed by other blacks in drive-bys? It's not race. It's education. It's knowledge. It's poverty. It's the system that's the incubator for all of these activities. Our officers I hear people saying,